doctors and bad doctors.
Yeah.
And in the end, the important thing to realize is that doctors are trying to do good for other people. There's exceptions, but it's a professional society where our goal is to help other people. And initially going into the cosmetic world especially, it's a multi-billion-dollar industry,
Yeah,
and as a doctor, you're always taught a couple of laurels from benevolence to do no harm.
The insecurity is inherent in all of us. Some of us have more, some of us have less, but it was already there. And does the cosmetic industry capitalize on our insecurities? Sure, I think that there is a piece of that. But as all industries, they're just trying to market to the people that are going to utilize their product.
I wish I could change something about my appearance.
Guys, the thing wasn't bad.
Just because
I just couldn't help but it's just, man,
I want to change something about myself doesn't necessarily mean that I don't accept myself. Those are the thoughts that prompt me to work on acceptance of myself.
Something that I come across
Guys,
a lot.
It is the chat that whenever you have a bunch of injections and a bunch of things, right? Whenever you move one muscle, I feel like only that muscle moves. It's like the whole thing is stuck in time, and you're just like, I don't know, dude. I don't know. I'm done.
Practice is not so much that someone wants to change the way that they look, but they want to preserve it. There's a lot of issues, especially with women, with the aging process. It's not so much that they want to be somebody else or they want to look like somebody else, but they want to stay looking like them. I fully intend to do a facelift when the time is right. And not because I want to look different, but because I want to continue to look as young as I feel.
Yeah, I think for me, major decision for me to get cosmetic surgery was that I was in my early 20s and I had a massive weight loss. I naturally lost the weight. I lost 175 pounds and my skin looked like a 90-year-old. So for me, I consider it more like reconstructive and kind of getting back to what I was supposed to be.
I feel like that's like a different thing though, guys. Even though it's cosmetic though, it also has a mechanical applications. If your skin is going crazy, you lost a lot of weight. It's different.
Before I did
by nature
some damage to myself.
For me, I spent my entire childhood into my early adult life wishing I looked different. I promised myself that I would never ever tell myself, I wish I had this, I wish I looked like this. Because I found that triggered things for me that brought back places that I used to be with my eating disorder.
I think that's great, and I hope you don't take offense to this, but you're gorgeous.
Thank you.
And I feel like if I was naturally that beautiful, it wouldn't be that hard to be like, oh my God, my face is gorgeous. I'm gonna accept myself. There are people who have facial deformities and body deformities.
I think this has been disingenuous because people have insecurities about some of the stuff that they have, right? And it's like, oh, you look beautiful, but that person probably feels the same way about other people. It's like a vicious circle. You don't really get there.
Kind of what I consider what I went through. It's a little harder.
Yeah, oh, definitely.
Yes, they don't like their ears and nose,
but
whatever.
I was always
don't give a
the
shit.
largest of all of my friends, the largest of my family. 5 years of my life I spent constantly waking up in the morning and picking apart every single part of my body. I can't continue this constant...
Guys, I personally just don't agree, chat, guys, especially when it comes down to shit like nose and ears. It's like, oh, dude, look at it. I have a face that's like kind of similar to other people, whatever, right? And then I'll have like a different... I have my own nose. Why would I want your nose? I don't want your nose. I want my own nose. Who else has my nose? Nobody. So why would I make some guy pay money to make my nose look like somebody else? Bitch ass. What would I pay money for me to look like somebody else? I want to look like myself, bro. I want to look like myself.
Terrible habit of bulimia, or I'm going to die. Yeah. So it was just...
I was horribly bulimic for a year and a half. Like, it was awful.
Yeah.
So I get it.
Yeah. It's not easy.
Cosmetic surgery can empower you.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, everybody's gonna do that.
I do wish that every woman could wake up and look in the mirror and be like, I am so beautiful just the way I am. But I also think that if you can do something to give yourself that feeling, then That's
No, not
really
only
great.
women,
and
everybody.
that is a beautiful thing.
So one of the questions we actually asked on our questionnaire is, what are your motivations for surgery? And someone who says, I can't get a boyfriend, I'm getting bad grades because I have this particular look, they're a bad candidate for surgery. And that's part of medical school training, that's part of becoming a surgeon, is understanding what these triggers are. What are the signs that tell you as a surgeon this is not going to be
Guys,
someone who's going to be...
it's about how you feel, though, guys. If you don't like your wrinkles, whatever, and you're old, okay, it can empower you. Like if you feel younger and more revitalized, if you have less wrinkles on your eyes, it is what it is. You said bad grades, what you say?
And that's part of medical school training, that's part particular look. And someone who says, I can't get a boyfriend, I'm getting bad grades because I have this particular look, they're a bad candidate for surgery.
Bad grades because of looks?
That's part of medical school training, that's part of becoming a surgeon, is understanding what these triggers are. What are the signs that tell you as a surgeon this is not going to be someone who's going to be happy afterwards?
Whether or not you are inherently truly happy or not, I think that's hugely important. But what if you're a happy person, but you hate your nose? Or what if you're a very happy person and you were born with a cleft palate? And you want to be able to project your image to the world that's congruent with how you feel on the inside. And maybe you're experiencing negativity because of the way you were born naturally.
Guys,
every day.
I can't help but feel that there's so many facets of things. There's so many things to be happy about. I feel like I guys, it's just from my personal. I'm not gonna say that. I think it's gonna be rude.
Stories of empowerment
I just feel like,
but for me, a particular one comes essentially from...
guys, well, I'm happy about a billion things. I can't go like, oh my God, no, I'm not happy because I looked at my nose. I don't know.
Someone who was so unempowered by her experiences. This girl, she was 23 at the time, was beat by her father when she was younger and sustained significant trauma to her nose. And helping her and fixing her nose and the gratitude she showed and realizing that you didn't help her for that day, you didn't help her for that week, for the rest of her life, she can start moving on. And that empowerment is a perfect example of what cosmetic surgery, and that truly was that. It was just a cosmetic surgery.
That was
so she could breathe.
That was a fucking A1 take.
It wasn't so she could move around better. It was to make her look a certain way so she doesn't have to remember that experience.
There is too much pressure on women to look a certain way.
You said that's reconstructive, but if the damage wasn't that crazy and there's no obstructive breathing, whatever, the government will still classify it as cosmetic. Therefore, you're not gonna get like fucking. You said you're gonna pay money and go private for it. That's just how it is, though.
We live in a Insta life now with, we have dating apps where you can swipe hundreds of people a day. And, you can go online and
what was the
post
question?
A certain way.
There's a pressure for men to look a certain way. There's a pressure for everybody to look certain ways, man. It's whether it's up to you if you're gonna
and
get
get,
into that or not.
hundreds of likes. And you feel like there's so much pressure to look and be a certain way, and like you can never fall.
If you just kind of look at the way that things have changed around pregnancy, a lot of women now want to go and have a baby with a beat face. Like, everything is perfect. It's about the perfect picture. I have to have my makeup and my brows now. I understand some things you just want to be perfect. I get it. I want to be able to just embrace the moments with my child and not worry about all this makeup I have on right now.
I think we've been kind of comparing, say the 25-year-old to the 25-year-old. But then let's think about the women that are middle-aged and
Absolutely.
are having to keep up with the younger girls to try and still feel attractive. And
You don't have to keep up with anything, though, dude. If somebody's young, you can't keep up. It's just, imagine if you, oh man, I gotta keep up with that's not how it works, though, dude. That's just how life is, dude.
relevant. And I do see that a lot even with my clientele. I have women that are married to very wealthy men.
Yeah.
And that their greatest fear is that they will end up becoming the second wife because the new and improved wife is on her way in and she's on her way out. So this pressure to maintain youth and beauty and relevance is so...
How about you date faithful men and being strong relationships that aren't fully based on your revitalized young looks so that you can have a stable life that you're not gonna get cheated on when you look like a fucking fossil.
Huge
But
for
not
them.
What
really
the
realizing
fuck?
that it's that man that
Is a jerk.
Right. And it's like, it's not.
If you think you're gonna get replaced when you get older because you're gonna look ugly, break up now. What the fuck? How am I brain dead?
It's really
Break
the
up
person that
now.
you're with. And so
Dodge the bullet.
I think that always having to keep.
You are blessed, you are lucky to know for a fact that the person will achieve you look uglier later on. Did you know now? Leave now while you still can.
Up with the Joneses and always wanted to just like, I have to look this
Some
way
people
because
don't know
this
that their
person
husband are like
has to
this,
love
and
me.
they'll never
And
know
if this
until it
person
happens.
doesn't love me, I have to make myself be who he loves.
To take it
It's
to
a lot of pressure.
Oh, I get it. I get it.
I am beautiful.
Oh, that's wholesome.
Okay, so I'm gonna go first because I woke up this morning and I really loved myself. With me having vitiligo, it took a long time. When I first was diagnosed at 5, no one knew what it was. Everyone thought Michael Jackson made it up. Like, it's a real thing. No one knew that it was real. So a lot of people.
I don't care about the rest of this.